So welcome back to the Discovery series in today's 7 of part 4. Now, as I was saying yesterday, awareness is a starting point for any change to take place in the mind. Remember, it's not change that we have to make happen, it's change that happens in and of itself as we become more aware. And there, of course, are lots of different techniques that can be applied to encourage that sense of awareness. And as we continue throughout the Headspace journey, I'll take you through a number of those techniques, but mindfulness is the starting place. It's the foundation, if you like, for all of those techniques. So it's really important to feel comfortable with this idea of stepping back, of not judging thoughts and feelings, instead just allowing them the room, the space they need to breathe. When you do that, what happens is that they naturally come and go. They come with their own sort of lifespan. We don't try to dictate how long they remain or how quickly they go, no matter how we feel about them. We simply allow them the space they need to exist. And it's so important to remember that it's part of being human, to experience thought, to experience emotion, both those that we perceive to be pleasant and unpleasant. That is part of the existence of the human mind, if you like. So it's important that we find a way to relate to that mind skillfully, to those thoughts and those feelings skillfully, rather than trying to get away from them or change them, because so often that's what leads to the feeling of stress and tension, and very often unhappiness that we experience in the mind. So this is an ongoing journey. Although we're sort of 3/4 of the way through part 4, there's so much to discover. And my hope is that as you continue through the Headspace journey, you'll start to naturally become more curious, to begin asking some of those really important questions. But today we're going to continue with the idea of noting, just noticing our tendency to resist or indulge. But to begin with, just take a moment to settle into the chair, to get comfortable. Just setting up that nice, steady, soft gaze, where you're just aware of the space around you in the room. And when you're ready, taking in some deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. And with the next out breath, just gently closing the eyelids and just feeling the weight of the body, feeling that contact between the body and the chair, noticing where the points of contact are strongest. And the same with the feet on the floor. The heel, the toe, the inside or the outside of the foot. And just feeling the weight of contact between the arms and the legs. Take a moment just to notice any sounds. Not listening too intently, but allowing sounds to come to you. And noticing which sounds you instinctively resist, that you wish would go away, and which sounds you find perhaps pleasant and want to engage with in some way. And then just bringing the attention back to the body now. As always, noticing how the body feels. And just as importantly, what your reaction is to that feeling. And when you're ready, starting at the top of the head, just gently scanning down, doing exactly the same thing. Becoming aware of the physical sensations, but also aware of your reaction to those physical sensations. And at the same time that you become more aware of those sensations, just starting to notice the emotional tone of the mind today, right now. Again, without criticizing it, without judging it in any way, just noticing what it is and whether there's a tendency, a desire to hold on to it in some way or to push it away in some way. As always, take just a few moments, just a sentence or two in your own mind to be clear about why you're actually doing the exercise today. Remind yourself of the potential benefits for those around you as well as those for yourself. And know that as you begin the exercise, there's really nothing for you to do. It's really a rare opportunity to not need to engage the thoughts, the feelings, instead to just step back and allow them to come and go in their own time. With that in mind, just shifting the attention now onto that rising and falling sensation of the breath in the body, just settling into the rhythm of that breath. Remembering that as you go through the exercise today, the starting point is always awareness. In those moments, you realize that the mind's wandered. In that moment, there is awareness. You're back in the present moment, in the here and now. And having noted whether there's a desire to hold on to that feeling or chain of thought, or whether there's a desire to get rid or resist that thought, that feeling, that sensation in some way. All you need to do is then just gently bring the attention back again to the breath. So there's no thinking involved. You're just observing, watching, noting, and in that moment of awareness, bringing the attention back again to the rise and the fall of the breath. So just continue in that way now, counting the breaths if you find it helps. And now just letting go of the focus on the breath or of any possible distraction, just letting the mind do whatever it wants to do. And bringing the attention back again to the body, back to that feeling of the weight of the body on the chair, feet on the floor, the hands on the lap. Becoming more aware of the other physical senses, any sounds, smells, tastes. And then as you open the eyes, just being aware of your posture, the way you feel, the way the mind is now compared to when you began the exercise. Most importantly, whether there's a greater sense of awareness, and with that sense of awareness, the willingness, the intention to carry that with you throughout the day. But for now, well done for completing day 7 of part 4. As we continue into the next couple of days, we're going to start to look ahead just a little bit at what's coming up in the Headspace journey and start to lay the foundations for those further techniques. But as you go through your day to day, remember it's all about awareness. If there's awareness present, then you're able to see clearly. That's what clarity is. The more clarity you have, the greater the sense of calm in the mind. And the more calm you have, the more clarity you have. So awareness itself kind of answers our questions as to how we can have a happier state of mind, how we can have a calmer state of mind, or a clearer direction even in what we do in our life. We don't need to do something more than that. Simply in having awareness, these things become more obvious to us. So I look